Hey, welcome back. So now that you already know how to set up your palette, what I want to make sure is that you know how to use this makeup so that you don't put this beautiful palette in your makeup drawer and not touch it again. So first of all, just as a reminder, we set up your palette so that it is all in the order that you're going to use it, starting with contour, then your main foundation shade, your brightener foundation or your concealer, bronzer, lip and cheeks, and then on the bottom side here I have some illuminators and eyeshadows. You likely also picked up a brush or two. If you didn't grab a brush, I do recommend starting with at least one because these brushes are made specifically for this cream makeup. It's going to make your application go on smoother and you're just going to fall in love with it that much more. So let's start with the contour, okay? So when we're doing contour, we're thinking about creating shadows, okay? And this is where we're gonna actually start chiseling out your cheekbones. And so a quick way to remember where your contour goes is you can kind of take it on the top part of your nose and angle it down toward that corner of your lip. And that's where your cheekbone is. So this is gonna create the illusion of a shadow, and I'm just kind of stippling it in here, just right along that cheekbone, really hugging it. And I'm also making sure to go in an upwards motion so that it helps create that Spanx for your face look. This is how you lose your 5 pounds in 5 minutes right here, okay? So I have my brush sideways and I'm going up towards my ear. Then I'm going to feel for the bony part of my chin or my jaw, and I'm actually going to head down towards my chin, kind of on a straight angle, creating that illusion of a chiseled out jawline, that shadow, okay? You can also take it down here if you want to just help that area look a little bit slimmer. And you can also bring it down your neck because most of us, our faces and chests are darker than our neck. So I'm going to take that on just on the either side of my neck. As a reminder, the closer you bring those lines together, the slimmer your neck is going to look, okay? Now we're going to take that same contour and I'm going to go along my hairline. And what this is going to do is it's going to help my forehead look smaller. So if you have a small forehead, you can either skip this step altogether or just go a little bit closer to your hairline. And if you have a larger forehead, you can bring it down a little bit further, okay? A key for this is, especially if your bangs are pulled back, to make sure you really blend that right into your hairline so that it looks like it's your natural glow, okay? Now the next step in my palette is this main foundation shade. So this one is gonna go kind of in that bearded area if you were to have a man beard. And so just as a reminder, my brush went sideways for my contour. Now I'm flipping it and it's going to fit perfectly through here. And so that's why this is called the detail brush, because you're really going to be able to get the makeup exactly where you want it to get that really nice chiseled look. So I'm going to go on both sides here and I am going to bring it right down through the center, right all along that beautiful jawline area. And as you may notice, it's very close to my skin color, but it is a little bit different than my skin color, and that is because this makeup works it color corrects rather than covering up. So it is a little bit different than other makeup brands, but as you're going to notice, as it sits on my face for a couple of minutes, it's all going to start looking like my natural skin tone, okay? Now the last place I'm going to take it is just on the top outer sides of my forehead, and I'm purposely leaving the center area of my face for the third color of my hack highlight and contour colors. Okay, so this is my concealer, or we call it brightening highlight. It's going to go in the center of my forehead where I don't have any product. I'm going to take a little bit in the Cupid's bow in the middle of my chin, and then I'm going to flip that brush over and just go on the corner of my eye. Now you're going to notice that I missed my nose. So what do we do? How do we contour your nose? I'm going to take that same small end of my brush and I'm going to dip it into my contour and I'm going to kind of look down. Now if you want to, I'm just going straight down with a really light motion, making sure that those lines are as close together as I can. The closer you bring your lines, the slimmer your nose is going to look. Now this is an optional step. If you would prefer to skip contouring your nose, just take that main highlight shade and put it all over your nose, okay? Now I'm going to take a little bit of that brightener shade. Because I contoured it, I do want to make sure that I add the brightener right down the center there. And that's going to help my nose look a little bit slimmer. And then I'm going to put my detail brush away and grab my blush and bronzer brush and tap it into my bronzer, okay? Now the difference between contour and bronzer is contour creates shadows, bronzer creates warmth. So this is where if you were to spend a day in the sun, you'd get a little bit of more of a glow kind of along your forehead here. You'd get it along your temples and on your cheeks. You might even get, if you want to, you can add a little bit just over your nose kind of area. And then I'm going to flip it over and give this a quick blend with the fluffy side of that brush. You can see now as I'm blending in that bronzer, how my contour is starting to kind of also get blended in, so I'm not left with those stripy lines anymore. It's looking very natural, nice and warm. And then I'm going to go ahead and just keep using that same brush to do a little bit of blending, blend out that brightening shade, my main foundation, all of it's just going to come together and just look like you have the most gorgeous natural glow. All right, so then the last step for your makeup here is adding your blush. So I'm just gonna put on my finger so I can show you where it goes a little better. So your contour goes just under your, like hugging that cheekbone. And now we're gonna think about Neapolitan ice cream. So chocolate ice cream is your contour, then right on top of it is your strawberry ice cream, okay? And it's gonna follow that same contour line up to help lift your face. And if you want a way to remember how far down to bring your blush, you can take 2 fingers beside your nose there and just follow that contour line up, because you don't want to take it too far down and help drag your face down. We're going to grab that same blush and bronzer brush, and we're just going to kind of blend that in, and you can see the warmth that adds to my cheeks just by adding a little bit of blush. And here's where this makeup gets really cool. So that same blush is also going to be my lipstick, and today I'm just going to keep it super simple and apply it with my finger on my lips, just like that. I do have a couple of shades so I can mix and match and use them different depending on my outfit that I'm wearing, but today I'm just going to keep it simple and use one. And then the very last step for this makeup is taking your illuminator. So this is going to give you that dewy glow. It's going to add that little bit of extra shimmer. And where that goes, we were talking about Neapolitan ice cream before. You have your chocolate just hugging your cheekbone. Then you have your blush on top. And just on top of that is your vanilla ice cream. So as you're going to see, this is going to give just a subtle glow. Do you see how it just kind of catches the light? It is a gorgeous finisher step just to give you that little bit of extra youthful dewiness, okay? So it goes on the high points of your face, right on your cheekbones, just right underneath your brow bone. That's going to help lift your eyes up. You can take it down the center of your nose, and you can put it right here in the middle of your lips if you want to as well. And then if you want to make your makeup last all day, you're going to want to either use a setting powder for more of a matte finish, or if you want more of a dewy finish, you'll grab some setting spray. And today I'm actually just going to spray it on the small end of my blush and bronzer brush and tap it in all over my face. So this is going to help make your makeup last all day. This whole look takes about 5 minutes from start to finish. And if you found value in this video, I just love it if you give it a little thumbs up, a big thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel so you can catch all of my makeup tips and tricks and tutorials. I just hope you fall in love with this makeup. Please reach out to me if you have any troubleshooting questions. I would love to help you along the way. We'll talk to you soon.